We have unfortunate news to share with you. Poppin Off Toys is going out of business. And Wes Howard, the owner of the company, a friend, sent out an email explaining all of this. And this is something that we have been aware of for quite a while, that there have been a lot of issues. At one point in time, he was doing stupid sales with pre-orders from Funko. But pre-orders have since died off. Funko isn't really helping small business anymore. It's like completely gone, which is, in my opinion, is what's killing Funko, frankly, because small business is what built Funko. But Poppin Off Toys has been a friend of this channel for a very long time. I remember way back when we did an interview with Wes in his home. He hadn't even had the brick and mortar store yet.
Yeah.
And eventually he got the brick and mortar store, which we have been lucky enough to visit over the last couple of years. We go to Pop Swaps. We went there and met a bunch of fans. We bought Funko Pops on the parking lot, bought stuff from Poppin Off Toys, and overall had a really, really good time with the folks over at Poppin Off Toys.
I think the very first purchase we had ever made from Poppin Off Toys was a mystery box way back when. And I remember, I don't think you got anything of note, but I got the Harry Potter 3-pack of creatures.
We talk about that all the time because that was the first like great mystery box we had ever gotten, or like the first Grail.
The reason I remember it is just because it was one that I had always wanted.
Yeah.
It was like the start of us discovering Poppin Off Toys and ordering all the pre-orders and just Pops in general throughout the years.
Yeah, and it was actually the very beginning of Gastlecast.
The very, very beginning. But a funny story about that I'd like to tell, because I want to make this like as least sad as possible, because I'm like trying not to cry right now. I'm really upset about it.
Yeah, I want some positive out of this. Let's do some positivity here.
One thing that was hilarious to me about that 3-pack set is that it's a small, like wide box. It's like short and wide. And it came in a protector. And this was before protectors really became like a huge thing. Like they had your standard pop protectors out. I was like, where did they get a protector to fit this? Because no one was making like deluxe protectors or like specialty size protectors, really.
It was in its infancy.
I went on for years thinking it was some abnormal sized box when really it was like a regular pop box on its side.
I remember you figured that out.
It was really stupid because I remember specifically someone on the channel asked, where did you get that protector for that? I said, I really have no idea. The pop actually came in it. Well, it was a regular pop protector and I felt so stupid.
Poppin Off Toys was trying to teach you at the time, but you just couldn't learn good.
I did not even think to stand it up sideways. And I felt stupid.
Well, you should.
Thank you.
But let's talk about Poppin Off Toys. So as we had mentioned, Funko is really the Grim Reaper in all this lately. We see a lot of companies sort of fading off and going away. Some companies aren't giving fans what they're owed or customers what they're owed, and they disappear and we lose money. Whereas Poppin Off Toys has always been very good, has always hooked everybody up. And in the later days, they stopped doing the pre-order stuff, but then started getting into like Grails and like mid-tier Funko Pops. And then they started doing more mystery boxes, which is something they started out doing.
Yes.
And then eventually got into like the pre-order stuff, and then they went back to mystery boxes. And I thought the mystery boxes from Poppin Off Toys were really great. In fact, a couple weeks ago, we made a video specifically about those mystery boxes because we like them so much. And we ordered a ton.
5 or 6?
Yeah, something like that. But I was so happy to do it because I knew it was helping Wes. I knew it was helping Poppin Off Toys. And we got to talk a little bit about later in this video about how we can all chip in and actually help Wes and Poppin Off Toys and really his family at this time, because that's the most important part about all this. We need to understand and separate that it's a Funko Pop shop, right? And Funko and everything. We need to strip all that away and realize it was a family business, a mom and pop. Wes has been running this business, and I feel like he did a very beautiful job at it.
He did.
And it is now crippled and bleeding because of Funko, which is such a bummer.
But I like to share something that I've never really publicly said. Obviously, you have known about this.
Yes.
And a couple of close friends of mine have known about this. But during the pandemic, I stopped my career. I was previously a hairstylist. They shut salons down, and once they opened back up, I wasn't really interested in going back. Wes was kind enough to reach out to me. He said, I need some help with customer service. Would you be willing to do customer service for Poppin Off Toys? I was like, yeah, are you kidding me? I worked closely with him and a few people from the shop and got trained up. And on top of that, I saw the inner workings of Funko. I communicated directly with Funko. I didn't feel comfortable sharing that on the channel because, one, they were a sponsor. And I felt like it was a weird conflict of interest.
And Funko didn't know, like, you're Heather from the Gastlecast working there either.
No.
Like, that was never a known thing. I just wanted to put that out there.
No.
So people didn't think that we were doing something weird behind the scenes with Funko or something.
No,
because
no.
you were just a Poppin Off and Toys and
Yeah, I separated Gastlecast from Poppin Off Toys
Exactly,
completely.
right, exactly.
You know
how people like to jump to conclusions.
Well,
That's
they
all I'm
probably will in the comments, but whatever. There was nothing weird going on with that. We got treated as any sponsorship would be treated, no matter who we were, whether I was working for him or not. That's the main reason I didn't share it on the channel.
No, I think it was a good move not to share it on the channel, because then people might lean on you for help with Poppin Off Toys.
Oh,
like, in other
God.
words, like, can you save me things? You know, right? It would, like, kind of get weird. I think it was proper that you didn't say anything about it.
But I worked for him for a few years. He was amazing. He always thought about his customers. He was always being extra generous. Where Funko would sometimes drop the ball, he would be there and take money out of his own pocket just to ensure that his customers were happy. For example, one thing that I've mentioned many, many times on the channel that I haven't been able to say, oh, well, I know why. Funko stopped guaranteeing that there were chases within their 6-packs of soda.
I remember that.
Their cases of soda.
Yeah, because of quality control.
Yes, but they acted like, oh, it's not guaranteed. And it's like, no, the quality control is not quite there.
As much as I love Funko, they really annoy the crap out of me sometimes.
Same. There were a handful of people who didn't receive the chase where they should have received the chase. And of course, I was the person to get those emails, and I would go to Wes and I'd be like, what do I do in this situation? And he would always find a way to make it right. I communicated with Funko about this many, many, many times as an employee of Poppin Off Toys, not Heather from the Gastlecast.
Right.
Just so you know. I said, look, this has always been a known thing. Like, you've always included a chase in a case of 6. They would say, I'm sorry, like, there's nothing we can do. So again, Wes would like go out to like Macari or eBay and buy the chase just to ship it to the
my
customers.
God. Look how above and beyond he was going.
Yes. In this situation, it just proves how above and beyond he is going. He always treated me really well, and he always treated his customers so well.
I was going to say, the one thing we didn't talk about is the fact that, yes, you did work at Poppin Off Toys, but he helped our family. We needed to find you a job. Things were weird during the pandemic. We weren't making the same amount of money that we were making before because you were no longer doing hair. So we really needed the help. And he gave you the opportunity to do that, even though that was something you really had never done before. You were working from home, working for Poppin Off Toys. But the plus side of like that job, not the fact that you worked at Poppin Off Toys and you had like a great experience with Wes and the team, but it also helped you learn Shopify. It helped you with customer service. Mm-hmm. And that actually has helped MISCHIEF Toys along the way. So the reality is that Poppin Off Toys really helped MISCHIEF Toys.
Yeah.
A lot.
Because I would never have known how to use Shopify, and I would have been a complete beginner had we started MISCHIEF Toys without my experience there.
Yeah. I mean, the amount that we got out of that experience, i.e. you got out of that experience, has done wonders for our family, both financially and also helps us with our growing business, MISCHIEF Toys.
Well, not just that, but it grew us closer to Wes. I was communicating with him every single day.
Absolutely. He's a great guy. And something really bothered me, and I got to say it because if I don't get it off my chest, I'll explode. Somebody laugh emoji'd on Dis Funko or Dis Trackers, laugh emoji'd on Facebook that the business is shutting down. I noticed it was like a kid or something, but the fact is that...
Hey, listen, little kids...
I know.
They can f*** off if they're gonna laugh emoji something
I know, but
like
the fact
that.
is that it's wrong. It's so wrong, and it's affecting their family, and it's terrible. And that's not something that we should be laughing about. I would never laugh at somebody in a scenario like this. And I just wanted to say, if you're watching this video, I don't know if that person's watching it, but remove the laugh emoji first off, and second off, I just want everybody to know we got to be nice to each other. That's insanity, and I don't want to act like I'm being Mr. Teacher or Mr. Parent for everybody, but it bothered me so much. It bothered me so much that somebody is willing to do that. But we're in the moment now where Poppin Off Toys sent off an email. Wes sent off an email. He was letting people know that he was living a roller coaster. Yeah. Things weren't right. He was having a hard time, making ends meet due to Poppin Off Toys not doing so well. So there was a lot of issues that he was balancing out and trying to do the mystery boxes and everything else in order to better the company and to make money. He is now facing a bunch of loans that he has to pay off. He needs to basically raise a bunch of money in order to pay back these loans, and that way he can just shut Poppin Off Toys down, and then he can walk away and he can go on to whatever his next big thing's going to be. Because we all know that Wes Howard of Poppin Off Toys is going to find something new and something even bigger than what he is in today, because Wes Howard is a really amazing guy. And to me, I've always looked at Wes, side note, I've always looked at Wes as like a celebrity. So every time I saw him, for me, it was always a big deal to see Wes, because before we were really a channel and a lot of people watched us and we were just making these videos for 2 or 3 people, I always saw Wes like on Poppin Off Toys and making little videos and doing all these different things, and he always came across as such a big, like, glowing light for the community. And the fact that that glowing light right now is going out, it's bumming me out so bad I had to make this video. I told Heather we have to make this video. Heather obviously agreed right away, but we need to help him. And here's how we can help him. So Wes wants to put on basically a large mystery box sort of extravaganza. And in this mystery box extravaganza, he right now needs Funko Pops to put into these mystery boxes. So what he's asking is that people donate Funko Pops. Now I know that's a huge ask, and I know not everybody can do this. Just do it if you can, I guess, right?
Yeah, so I did read some comments just now on the post, and it was more than one laugh react.
Oh, I bet there is. Oh, I bet.
My question is, like, who raised these people? Like, that's gross.
Some people are just human beings.
Yeah, I would be so ashamed.
And when they're in a situation, they're on their Facebook pouting like a little or cowards to do something like that. You laugh at that thing, you're a coward.
Some people were like judging that piece of it. Like, oh, why are they asking for Pops? They're a pop store. Here's the reality. You shouldn't feel ashamed to ask for help. If you're going through a tough time, you should ask those around you for help, those who have supported you for help. Putting aside the fact that he gave me a job when I needed one, putting aside the fact that he is a personal friend of ours, just the fact that he has been a reliable source of purchasing Funko items from throughout the years makes me want to give back. He talks about mental health and how important it is, and there's people laughing at that. That's gross.
Yeah, people are gross.
Grow up.
Yeah, so we're going to donate a bunch of Funko Pops first off. I have a pile of them, and I'm going to give them to Wes so he can just put them randomly throughout the boxes. We're also going to give him a lot of AP Ghastly figures and maybe even AP Demonstros along with pins.
The biggest things we are going to donate to him is multiple prototypes from MISCHIEF Toys, and I'm also going to throw in an artist-proof orange blacklight gargoyle Ghastly. And it will be signed by both Chris and myself. He's asking for Pops valued $25 and above. Again, if you can. He listed the address to Poppin Off Toys. You can find it on Disc Collectibles. You can find it in his email. And you can also find it in the description down below. It would mean the world to us personally if you go and help one of our best friends in the whole world. And don't make it weird.
Who's rubbing your shoulder? I'm making sure you're okay. I see Brian over there. I'm just making sure you're okay. All right.
But a company who has not only been there and been honest for the community, but a company run by the best people that you will ever meet. Yeah. Wes isn't just asking for help, we are asking for help for Wes. He has put himself into debt to make things right for all of his amazing customers. He is a man of dignity, integrity, and he's a genuinely good person. I hate to see this, I hate to know this, but if he can at least walk away with just half of his debt gone, if not all of it, that would be so amazing and so helpful. He deserves it. He, out of all people, deserves it.
And we're going to do everything we can to help him.
Yep.
And we hope that you can too. We totally understand if you can't, or you're unable, or whatever the case may be. But if you are able to help, go down in our description. You'll see the Poppin Off Toys address, and you can ship your Funko Pops or whatever collectibles that you have there, so he can include that in these mystery boxes, so he can make some money back to pay off some of these really humongous, incredible loans. Loans he had to get in order to try to keep his business alive and to keep his family fed. We appreciate you, and thank you for listening, and thank you for hearing our history with Poppin Off Toys, and we hope this isn't the end of Poppin Off Toys. I hope we see another iteration of Poppin Off Toys at some point in the future. Poppin Off Toys is one of those brand names that isn't going away because they did some really stupid stuff. Yeah. Instead, they're going away because they just can't help it.
Exactly. And I don't want to name other names in this video because I feel that is wrong. But if you followed us, or if you've been in the Funko community for the last 4 to 5 years, you will know that there have been so many companies with big names that have shut down and left their customers high and dry. And I applaud Wes and Poppin Off Toys for not doing that. Someone named Christopher, not this Christopher, has created a GoFundMe in order to help out Poppin Off Toys and Wes, and we're gonna link it in the description down below in case you are interested in donating money rather than pops, or donating money along with your pops.
Wes is the best. Please let us know what you think about this in the comment section down below, and leave us some really positive messages for Wes. And if you're one of those people who left a laugh emoji, f off, and don't comment, don't like, don't do anything, leave. You just leave. And never come back here and watch this again, because you're an Well, in every video, we like to shout out to our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Jeff Lopez, Monica Nelson, Effigy Dyer, Pistachio.32, East Coast Collects, Belinda Jean, Jeff Wilson, This Life with Joy, Katie Spink, and James Neff. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys are the best. If you want to check out our Patreon and join up, head over to patreon.com/Gastlecast now. We're going to have our July Google Meet call this Saturday, the 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And remember, if you're a patron at levels 2, 3, and 4, you can join up on the call at 8 p.m. Eastern and have a happy hour until we come on live at 9 p.m. People seem to really enjoy this 1-hour hangout with fellow patrons, so come and join up early and check it out and have a fun conversation. Check it out, patreon.com/Gastlecast. We're gonna have a ton of giveaways. We're gonna show you something brand new from MISCHIEF Toys that you've never seen, and that's super exciting, and it's about our character Mortem. Don't miss out on that. And come for the laughs, because we love to do that as well. Again, patreon.com/Gastlecast.
The laughs will be much needed after today's really sad news.
And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. Hitting that like button helps this channel in such a big way. We really appreciate all of your support. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.